Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Western Centurion channel. And today is Sunday the 3rd of September, and the time is, well, just gone 9 AM in the morning. Well, this is just an update to finish off the project with the MegaPoint Controller System. That is now all installed and all in place. So I'm hoping that basically this video is going to be about me installing it. Now, I did a bit last weekend, but it was Debbie's birthday weekend, so I didn't really have much time. I kept sneaking down here every now and then to get a little bit done. So the first bit is going to be stills of me making the board for the base for the MegaPoint controller boards to go onto, and the relays. Then I think I did a bit of a video about how I was going to fit it under the baseboards, and then I've done another little video this morning which is basically the boards in place and all wired up and everything, but I haven't done any running of the locos up and down. Nothing to do with Railmaster and changing the turnouts, because I obviously did all that in the previous videos, and at a later point I will do a video of some locos running up and down again and using Railmaster to actuate the turnouts. But because I'm now going on to the next phase of the fiddle yard, which is the drop down section, and I'll show you a little bit of that on the end of the video I've just done. So yeah, short and sweet, because I really have to get cracking on with this. I haven't got much time today, a couple of hours, so I want to make use of those 2 hours to try and get something done. Alright, so you all have a great Sunday. Oh, and thank you very much everyone for all your comments and kind words and advice on with the other videos on the MegaPoint Controller System. Absolutely brilliant, really appreciate it, and that's what makes this hobby and community fabulous. Alright, so yeah, you all have a great Sunday and have a good week, and hopefully I'll see you next weekend, which is pretty much my birthday weekend. So I get to do what I want when I want. Brilliant. So yeah, ta-ra everyone, and catch you again soon. Bye bye. Okay, so shall we have a look at the extra goodies that I bought so that I can finish installing these MegaPoint control system and get everything in place and up and running. Okay, so first things first is obviously I've made the board to set everything on, and you would have seen the slides or the pictures that I took as I assembled it and made it up together. I hope that's pretty straightforward. So yeah, as you can see, the boards are just sat on these M3 studs, and that holds them in perfectly. You can actually put an M3 nut on there if you want to, just to keep them in place, but I don't think I'll be worrying because they're quite nice and sturdy. The other thing, of course, is because this is going to be like a drawer, I needed some slides, and I managed to get some on Amazon. I think these are £7. Now they're 12-inch double slides. What I mean by a double slide is it's a 12-inch in length, and then when you pull the slide out, this section is 12 inches as well, or maybe just slightly over 12 inches. So that's perfect because the board here is 12 inches in length. So when that's sat on there and you pull it out, the whole board will come out. Obviously this will go back further, the whole board will come out. The other slide I've actually got in situ at the moment, waiting for me to put this one in and then screw this to the slides. Other things we've got, well, do you remember the power supply unit I bought? Well, I've fitted that and you'll see that in a minute. But the other thing I needed was some proper fuse holders. Now this is the one, these are what you use generally for fitting in cars and boats and all that sort of stuff, and the wire's quite thick. I think it'd take up to 30 amps, but it uses the blade style fuse that we use in our cars, and this is a 3 amp fuse that's in there, and I just much prefer it to the other style, the one with the glass fuses, because once that's in place this is completely waterproof. Just in case, you never know, but I just feel a lot happier with it. So I think all we do, we cut the cable here, one end will go into the power supply unit and the other end will be connected to the 12 volt bus wire. Okay, now we're talking about 12 volt bus wires. I also managed to buy on Amazon 100 meters of 2-core wire. Well, not 2-core, but double wire. Okay, now this is generally used for speakers and for inside your car for audio and stuff. Now it's rated up to 6 amps, which is more than adequate for what we need. And of course you've got the black, red, and you've got a single red, which is perfect for when we go around, and it's joined together. So around the layout where we actually want to splice it, we just pinch it, pull it apart, and we can splice in whatever we need to splice in. So really happy with that. That was about £9.99, I think. That was £10 basically, free delivery or next day delivery. Bargain. That's going to be perfect. And to join all these wires up together, I bought 100 of these. I can't remember how much these were. I think it was about £7 or £8. 100 of these, and they're just push clips. So you push down, put the wire in, release, and it'll hold the wire. I much prefer these for joining wires up underneath the baseboards than the chop blocks. Chop blocks are great when they're on the top and you can just stand above them and unscrew them, put the wire and screw it up. But when you're trying to fiddling about in the dark underneath, this is going to be a lot easier. Just one single screw in the middle to hold it in place if you want to hold it in place somewhere, and Bob's your uncle, as they say. Fabulous. I'm really pleased with that. Well, that is actually it out of the goodies at the moment. So what I'll do, I'll take the camera off the stand and I'll show you where all of this is going to be fitted. Okay, so back in a moment. Okay, so do you remember I said to you that I'd actually numbered up all the turnouts? Well, I can't remember if I showed it in that video or not, but here we are. I've got turnout 1, turnout 2, and you see I've numbered them all up. This is just to make life a little bit easier when I come to wire them in, and obviously later on, so I know which turnout is which. Now if I come back to here, there we are. That is the all the PCBAs are on there, are on the board, and this is where I'm going to fit it, in this cupboard just here. So that's the first slide I put in place, and the other one will go onto there. So if I offer this up, like so. That is basically where it's going to sit and live, and when I want to use it I just pull it out, it'll come out to here, and I can do whatever I need to do. Hopefully it won't be anything, so it'll just stay in there, out of the way, all happy, and won't have to be touched for years and years and years. So that's the plan for that. And here are all the cables. So I have all of these. These come from the servos. And look, I even numbered them all up so I know which servo they come from, or which turnout they come from. And the same with the frog wires. They're all numbered up as well. That's going to make life so much easier. Come to wiring in. So yeah, so when you're threading all these wires around, it is well worthwhile remembering to number them or letter them so you know which ones are which. So there we are, we've got a couple of our servos in place up there. And that's where the board is going to live. So I've situated the PSU down in this corner. It's out the way, it's in the cool, and all I need to do is put the wires will go in at the top, and then they can come up to the bottom of the fiddle yard, and they'll run all the way along and all the way around the bottom of the fiddle yard. And obviously when I come to do the top section, I'll use a separate output. Oop, sun's bright. Separate output to do the top section of the layout. So yeah, so the next thing for me to do now is to get the other slide into place here, then get this fitted to the slides and see how well that actually slides in and out. Okay, so that will be the next step. See you in a minute. Bye bye. And here it all is in its place, both slides in position, and look, it slides in and slides back out. And you can see where I've used the connector blocks I was on about earlier. These ones I've got here rigged up for the DCC coming in. So these oh crumbs, the positives and the negatives go into the relays here, and then we have the frog wires, the green wires coming in, and they go into the center sections on the relays. So that's those all wired up, and then obviously these are the servos again, so they're all in place. I used the extension leads for these. That worked really well. I was quite happy with those. And this cable here is what feeds the DC, the 12 volts DC, to these two boards here. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see, but if we open the cupboard here, we'll try again and have a look at the power supply. There's a 12 volt power supply, and we'll get through these wires. You can just see the fuse connector on there as well, and then obviously feeding onto the 12 volt bus wire, which doesn't go all the way around at the moment, but it will do. So looking quite good. Oh, that, if you're wondering what that white block is, that's a ferrite. I was just wanting to see if that would help stop any interference. I didn't think it would, and it doesn't, but hey, you've got to try, haven't you? If you don't try, you won't know. But yeah, the servos still chatter. They chatter quite a bit actually. It's worrying me slightly. As I say, when the trains are running, you can't hear it. So that's absolutely fine. And anyway, when the trains aren't running, it won't be powered up. So we'll just have to wait and see, won't we, when the whole lot's in place. So I finished off the turnouts. I've now cut off the piano wire down to where it needed to be cut off. and I have done some extensive testing, and I mean some real extensive testing. I'm glad to say it all works. It does actually all work. I'm really pleased with it. I think a little bit of track cleaning needs to be done. The 08 shunter, that ran over them perfectly. Even on the isometric turnout, we ran on that really well. But I think that needs a bit of a clean, which I'll get done later on today. But what I need to get on with now is this over here, the drop down section. So I'm just at the moment figuring out how I'm going to go about doing it. Now I've got some copper sheeting here, and I have some oh crumbs, I forget what it's called now, some circuit board anyway, not circuit board, oh well, you know what it is. It's copper one side and just plain on the other side. Now this is what I'm going to use to cut it into sections. And then if I show you around here, where I'm going to cut the track, this is just an example, won't be cutting it here, but where I cut the track, I'll solder the track to the board either side, and then I can cut the track across. And then all I need to do is, with a Dremel disc, is just cut along here, just to break the circuit. So that's how I plan. Let me show you here. There, I can put one there, the other side, and then that is where the track will be soldered, and then track cut across, and that should keep the track in position. That's the plan anyway. We'll soon see whether it works or not. Doesn't matter, I'll keep trying. I'm not going to glue them down. What I've decided to do is the track pins actually fit quite nicely in the holes. So I'm going to use track pins to secure it in place to start with. If I find that's not secure enough, then I will actually glue them into place. But I want to use the track pins first. And well, folks, that's about it. Okay, I need to get on with this. I haven't got much time today. I've only got a couple of hours, so I want to really see if I can get the first section of track down and in place. All right. So hopefully the next update will be back on the Fiddle yard again, and this section nearly completed, or at least some track down, and running a couple of locos across it, just to make sure that they do not derail. Alright, so have a fabulous Sunday, and catch you again soon. Bye bye.